was lying in bed, staring at the ceiling with a pit in my stomach again. Then the dreaded alarm. Snooze quickly slapped, and I settled into my daily dose of negative self-talk. I'm so tired. I hate my job. My coworkers are all annoying. My clients are so rude, and my boss is such a jerk. I don't want to go to work. What could be my excuse today? Burst water pipe? Food poisoning? Grandmother died. Again? Bzzz. Snooze quickly slapped. Torture talk resumed. On and on I went, down the usual negativity vortex, resisting any earlier resolve to get out of bed on time. After 3 alarms and failing any inspiration for a credible alibi, I eventually hauled my sorry carcass out of bed. Under the shower, my thoughts metastasized into full-blown technicolor visions of all the misery and horror that was going to await me when I got to the office. When I finally did get to work, no prizes for guessing what kind of day I had. My boss was a jerk. My coworkers did annoy, and my clients were rude. The steady drip of negative thinking was causing a major energy leak. So, the next morning, something had to be done. Dun, dun, dun. The next morning, there was no more snooze. I immediately leapt out of bed, and I shouted in my best Dolly Parton accent, "I'm wide awake and I love my job," nearly giving my husband a heart attack. Before my self-talk could interject, I switched on. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Did my best big booty dance. Eat your heart out, Kim Kardashian. My poor shell-shocked husband burst out laughing at my absurd 5 a.m. disco. And for the first time in ages, we got a boost of early morning laughter endorphins. But my torture talk did not surrender so easily. As I stepped into the shower, a quiet yet confident voice whispered, "You're not really wide awake. It's 5 a.m. You don't really love your job. I mean, how could you with all those people?" Undeterred, I again shouted it out. "I'm wide awake and I love my job." What I came to realize was that I'm the only one in charge of my thoughts and actions. And as Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So, when I got to work on time with a smile, a deliberate smile, I immediately entered into a negativity detox with the woman who sat next to me. No complaining, blaming, gossiping, or whining for an entire week, or you had to put a coin in the charity mug on the desk. After the initial ding, 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 ding of clinking coins subsided, we kind of got the hang of it. As infectious as my negativity had been, it was a pleasure to see that my positivity was also equally contagious. My big aha was there's really only 2 categories of thought: love and fear. And the choice is always mine. Our thoughts create our emotions create our experience of life. So, I chose love. I chose to love my job, the verb. Love what I did, who I did it with, and, where I did it. And it turned out to be a pretty good week. My energy surged, my client rankings started going up, and lo and behold, 3 months later, I got a massive promotion to a job I truly loved. Go figure. Choosing love created a job I loved. Like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, I realized the power had been mine all along. Choosing fear and negativity only drained me. Whatever wasn't love stole my energy. Reacting with grace and gratitude and picturing the best outcomes were the antidotes. But some lessons get forgotten. On the 16th of October, 2016, I was diagnosed with ductal carcinoma, an aggressive form of breast cancer. And in my haze after the diagnosis, I was journaling and noticed the symmetry of the date, 16th of October, 16. I thought this was kind of like an hourglass shape. 16, 10, 16. And I realized, this is my hourglass moment. My time is running out. The stress of years of working long hours, eating lunch at my desk, traveling too much, sleeping too little, neglecting my personal relationships had finally taken its toll. I was loving what I did, where I did it, who I did it with, but I wasn't loving myself. I was wired and tired, and those last grains of sand were slipping away. I needed to turn over that hourglass. I had 2 little kids. So much to change. I didn't even know where to begin. I was totally overwhelmed. I was so scared. I didn't know how much time I had, but I thought, I have today. And in the days and weeks that followed, I learned everything I could about breast cancer, and more importantly, about holistic health. And what I came to know is that true health is not merely the absence of cancer. And a huge part of health is self-care and loving yourself. Yet all around me were messages from mainstream media about waging war on cancer. And I thought, I am strong. I'm going to kick cancer's butt. Every day I imagined a white beam of light coming down and burning out my tumor. But the violence just didn't feel right to me. And then one day, I saw a quote by Mother Teresa. And she said, I will never attend an anti-war rally. If you have a peace rally, invite me. And in that moment, I realized that warring against something was definitely not the energy of love. And in that moment, in a moment of radical inspiration, instead of choosing to fight and fear my cancer, I chose to love it, to even view it as a gift, for finally getting my attention after I'd been ignoring all the feedback my body had been giving me for years. I said to it, I got the message now, loud and clear. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. You can return to normal now. Return to source. From that day forward, I stopped the fear and catastrophizing and again chose love. Positive, loving thoughts, 1 to 5 loving actions every day from my alternative healing path, from a green smoothie to an intravenous vitamin cocktail, detoxing from heavy metals, cutting inflammation, dozens of DNA-based supplements, meditation, prayer, and again, eliminating toxic interactions. Instead of waging war on cancer, I found peace with myself. Instead of trying to kill it, I thanked it for getting my attention. Instead of trying to starve the cancer, I fed my soul. Instead of trying to poison it, I purified my body. Instead of trying to cut it out, I added in healthy habits. I didn't focus on kicking cancer's butt. I focused on loving myself. I stand here today, 5 years later, cancer-free. I have today, and I choose love.